Obi Wan Kenobi as a character throughout Star Wars has not really had a major character flaw. What I mean is that if you look at, like, let's just say Boba Fett, his character had a drastic change in the book of Boba Fett. Yes, there's a reason for it, but there is that still change. I think the most infamous is Luke Skywalker in the sequel trilogy. His character is drastically different from what was received in the original trilogy. But Obi-Wan himself has not been changed, really. Which is weird and astonishing at the same time, because this character has been around since 1977. He's been through 3 actors, and it's like they all do a good job at portraying Obi-Wan, and the characterization of him is very consistent. And I hope that continues with the Kenobi show that's premiering on May 25th, or the day that the original Star Wars released in theaters back in 1977. And I hope that his characterization is not changed or different. Like, I hope that's not the case, 'cause I really don't want his perfect streak to end like this. You know, the Obi Wan Streak, as I call it, because there's no different characterization. There's nothing that we, the audience, finds different about the character across his lifespan in the films and shows, and you can even say comics, even though I don't really read the comics. I'm assuming that's the same case with characterization. Like, everyone likes him. There's no ill will to the character. Like, it's one of those situations where everyone likes him in Star Wars. Because usually there's characters that you don't like in Star Wars, or you kind of grow to hate because the characterization is drastically different, and there's some controversy with the fandom with them. But with Obi-Wan, there is not really any, and it's such a refreshing thing to see. When you can talk about a character, no matter what trilogy or show, they're the same, and it's just astonishing. But I am a bit weary, but I am confident that in the Kenobi show, his characters, that Obi Wan Streak is still going to continue, because the people who are working on the show I believe are the same people as The Mandalorian, which is expected because they're all live action shows. You expect the same people to be working on them. It just makes sense for production wise. But that was the same with the Book of Boba Fett, and that was kind of a controversial show. And honestly, I think with time moved on, even though I never seen the show, what I can tell is that it's an alright show. It's one of those things where it's not like bad, but it's different. It's not like the characterization of Boba Fett is explained why, and I hope that the characterization of Obi-Wan is the same, or, well, it's going to be expected that it's going to be different. It's probably going to be a very darker show, because Obi-Wan's in a very traumatic part of his life, where he's a very dark part of his life, because, you know, his entire life that he lived is now destroyed. There are leaks about this show, which I am going to talk about, so if you don't want to be spoiled about this show, if you're going to see it, then you can skip ahead in the video, or you can just click off the video if you want. But the leaks aren't that, like, spoiler really heavy. It's more, you can say, a plot of the show, if it is going to be, because there is no trailer for this. So basically the leak is that Obi-Wan's going to leave planet or Tatooine to save Leia from danger, or like a child version of Leia, because this is taking place like 8 years after Revenge of the Sith, which I kinda don't like, because I like that he's on Tatooine for the rest of his time until New Hope. But honestly, they can make a good character reason, that would be it, to save Leia. It makes sense, you know, because everyone's talking about, oh, Obi-Wan has to save Luke and protect him, but what about Leia? That's such an interesting concept, which for a 6-episode show that's 6 hours, or in total 6 hours, yeah, I can see that being true. Now, like I said about his characterization, it makes sense. I don't think that it's out of his character to protect the other child along with Luke, because they're both Anakin's children, and the Empire would probably want either one of them, considering that they're both Force sensitive, whether they realize it or not at that current point in time. So I think that is kind of a cool, interesting idea for a show also to kind of get off of Tatooine, because, like, yeah, The Mandalorian that has episodes in Tatooine, the Book of Boba Fett is in Tatooine, mostly, and the Obi Wan show is gonna be on Tatooine. Like, it's, like, I do like the planet, but it gets to a point where it's like, you want to see something different, and this is probably the case with the people behind the scenes. They're probably like, let's get them off planet, you know, because I think also with the fight between Vader, which honestly I don't like because they're supposed to fight in A New Hope, but you could think with some vague lines in A New Hope, you could kind of make a little assumption that they met in between the two films. But I rather have it where their last encounter was on Mustafar. Also, the whole rumors of Hayden Christensen, well, it's not really rumors, he's in it, but why would they announce it if it's just going to be Vader in a suit the entire time? Because Vader's going to take his helmet off to show Hayden Christensen's face, so there's going to be some flashbacks, unless Obi-Wan's going to, like strike Vader's helmet, and it's going to be, like, half Hayden Christensen, like, half helmet off, like it was in Rebels when Ahsoka, like, slashed his helmet off, which could be the case. That could be why Hayden Christensen is returning to Star Wars. Or, I think something that I like more are flashbacks. Like, holy crap, imagine flashbacks of the Clone Wars, but it's in live action, with Obi-Wan and Anakin wearing their Clone Wars outfits with clone troopers, and Ahsoka's there in live action, a young version of her. Like, that would be such a cool thing to see as flashbacks. That would make more sense than to have Hayden Christensen in the Darth Vader suit, because why would they say that so early in production? That doesn't make sense that he would just be in the Vader suit and that's it. Like, Hayden Christensen is going to be reprising his role as Anakin in the flashback. I'm already telling you that. It's going to be the case. There has to be. Or in some illusion. Maybe Obi-Wan's dreaming about a battle in the Clone Wars with Anakin. That'll be a way. Like, that'd be such a cool thing. But also, it'll fit into Obi-Wan's character, because the whole show's going to be much darker, like I said. Obi-Wan is going to be in the state mind. It's going to be so depressing. Obi-Wan's a funny character. He has some good one-liners. But this is going to be a very, very, like, depressing, like, 6 episodes. I'm already seeing that. There may be some humorous moments in there, but it's going to be kind of dark and depressing. Because it is a very dark and depressing time in the galaxy of Star Wars at that point in time. I really hope that the characterization of Obi-Wan is not mishandled, because if it is, like it was with Boba Fett, then fans are going to be upset, because the Obi Wan streak is going to end then. Which I hope it doesn't, because like I said, every single appearance that Obi-Wan has made across 40 years, something like that, is flawless. Like, all the writers, voice actors, they all deserve a round of applause for keeping the character in a consistent state. And for us, the audience, to care about this character, and the writers do as well. And I hope that continues. I hope they don't butcher the character and make him leave planet for some BS reason that does not make sense to his character in that point in time. Like, if they're writing Obi-Wan like he was in the Clone Wars show, then that's a problem, because he's changed. Revenge of the Sith changed Obi-Wan, and this Kenobi show needs to see that through. But what do you guys think? Do you think the Kenobi show is going to be great? I did talk about the show a little bit, and Obi-Wan as a character, kind of my initial thoughts on this, just giving my 2 cents on this. So what do you guys think? I don't really have much else to add to this. I mean, I'm not really going to be seeing the show because I don't have Disney Plus, and I'm not spending money for that service, but I'll be looking at the reviews of each episode as they are coming out, and if anything newsworthy can be shared or anything opinionated from the show that's controversial with the fandom, I'll be sure to cover it, 'cause I'm going to be looking very closely at the show. We'll be looking at the show with great interest. I'm going to end this video here. Comment down below what you think of the Kenobi show, or if you think there's going to be a trailer coming out, because there's no trailer on this. I really want to see a trailer on this. When do you think the trailer is going to come out? I'm going to go now, so goodbye everyone.